So now we are going to play devil's advocate. I'm a collector, Tom's a collector, and we're basically just going to be saying, if I'm a collector with these cards, any of those sets, like every set has seen a decent increase. There's no supply in the market right now. That's just the truth. And should you sell right now, like, you know, there's no supply, demand is high, and the prices have increased to show that.
Yeah. So, okay. Base set first edition. Let's start with base set. If you had a base set first edition, or all of it, or just the holos, would you sell it right now, considering it's worth like $150,000?
No, because it's the original. As I say, I personally, I'll never own it.
Yeah, no, I don't think many people will.
No, but I think it will eventually be the $1 million set. I think it will eventually. There'll be a PSA copy in 2025, 2030. I don't know when. But I think it will eventually hit that $1 million. To be honest, I think that's where the hobby's going. And yeah, I can.
2025 is only in 5 years. It's a very short amount of time.
Could be a lot longer.
I think, personally, this is the one area where people are going to hate me. I think I would.
Wow. Okay, this is interesting. Go on.
Because for the price of base set first edition, even with the crazy prices right now, I could have a collection of every other WOTC card. And that is the only reason I would. Like, don't get me wrong, if someone comes around my house, I don't care if you don't even know what a Pokemon is. I'm going to be like, this is a base set first edition Charizard. Woo! PSA 10. However, as a full-time nerd, would I feel better with 12 cards on my shelf? Or 300 cards on my shelf? Each and every one of them is a first edition banger from WOTC. I think I'd prefer the volume.
So you'd so to do that, you'd have to sell now and get the highest price possible, and then you'd have to collect over the year. Because like some of these cards just don't come available. But let's say for
pretend they were
sense,
all available.
No, okay, but but let's say over the 12 months you can acquire most of them. Maybe you pay a bit of a premium.
Oh yeah,
but you could do that.
Yeah,
there is no reason why you can't do that. Most of them are 13 grand. There's less than 12 sets.
Yeah,
you could easily do that. And then let's say you've got $20,000 in the bank to pay the premium on.
Yeah.
To get those really difficult cards to get the Dark Magneton. So yeah, that's a really interesting point, actually. You could diversify your entire collecting portfolio.
Yeah.
You could have all your Neos, Jungle, all of them, and for all their positives and negatives, you would have all of them, and then that would take the risk out of base.
Yeah, plus I didn't open base set first edition.
Yeah.
I'd opened some Jungle and some Fossil, and I opened some Neo, some Team Rocket and stuff. Where I opened base, but I didn't open first edition base.
No.
I don't have the same kind of emotional connection. I was 5 years old. I wasn't playing the games realistically. Like, I wasn't doing much in the Pokemon scene. But when I was 8, when I was 9, when I was 10, I was on Pokemon literally every day of my life.
Yeah. That's
the era. Plus, I played more of Gen 2. And Neo, I played more of that generation of Pokemon.
You could argue like that's most of the investor sentiment. So people who don't really care about Pokemon cards.
Okay, so recording stop there. I think as you were just talking about, I'd just get rid of it and buy everything else.
It's a really enticing argument, actually, and I would say it's a correct one and an incorrect one. It depends on the collector.
Yeah,
like I think if you did have that emotional connection to base, you might keep it. And it's also got a lot of investor sentiment in terms of it's the first one of anything.
That's the most expensive set.
Yeah, the first one of anything is Spider-Man #1 is gonna be more expensive than Spider-Man #2.
Yeah, Action Comics #1, one of the most expensive comics.
Exactly. So like
all time.
So like
Superman.
The original is always gonna have some sort of premium.
Yeah.
But the argument is there. You could definitely diversify your collecting portfolio and have all of the other sets.
Yeah, I mean that sounds like very professional. I just want a wall of all the cards.
Yeah,
that'd be my argument for that one.
Yeah, but I think maybe if you had them, you'd have to have an investment type. Because
but what I mean is, as someone who collects cards based solely on what they look like.
But I would argue you couldn't only have that sentiment if you were collecting these expensive cards because like that's not how it works.
But that is how I see collecting.
Yeah, which I think works with other cards, but in terms of base, it doesn't. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, but like in terms of the conversation that I'd have with anyone.
Whereas
someone who was into that would speak to you.
But the argument I'd have, anyone who owns those cards wouldn't agree with you there.
Oh yeah, that's the point, though, right?
Like they would be like, well, no, because I bought these because of these reasons, or I have these because, like, I would say once you get to that level, the cuteness of them, how good they look, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Like like they care more about the pop and they care more about their emotional sentiment.
Yeah.
Like you're right there, it's emotional sentiment, 100%. But I would say they care less about how it looks.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
Which is why I would never collect first edition base.
Well, who can? I wish I could.
Yeah, but even if I won the lottery, I don't think I would.
No, you'd go for the others.
Yeah, but unless I could get them and everything else. Like if I won the Euro Millions, do you know what I mean? Sure.
Yeah.
But if I only had that limited budget, I'd just go.
If you won the Euro Millions, then this would go up even further. Or me.
I'd be like, can I have one of everything, please?
No, quite literally. You'd be DMing everyone in the community trying to grab everything.
I'd just send them the Bulbapedia list of all Pokemon cards ever released. And I'd just go, can I have this?
Yeah. That would be amazing, to be fair. That would be amazing. We'd have the best YouTube background ever.
Oh, 100%. And then, okay, so the second set.
Yeah.
Let's go on to Jungle.
Yeah.
If you had the Jungle first editions, you'd had them for 2-3 years.
Yeah.
Would you sell them now?
Okay, so, like, obviously they had quite a steady path, didn't they? They increased a little bit last year and then they bumped up again. I would argue Jungle has more to go. It is the second set, and the same argument I use. Spider-Man number 1 sells for number 2. Spider-Man number 2 sells more than Spider-Man number 3. I would say Jungle, to be fair, has been undervalued for a long time.
Yeah,
and I would argue that's because they're a bit boring. Like, you know what I mean? And it's just the 151 Pokemon, and it doesn't have the same enticement, the same Instagram ability as Team Rocket, as Jim.
So is this where you get into more of my side of things? Do you know what? This isn't that pretty, so I'm not going to collect it. I mean, this is an accessible set for me. Well,
yes.
Pre-crazy COVID. Like, I could be like, do you know what? Over a year or two, I could maybe buy this set, whereas I probably wouldn't.
Yeah, that's where the argument more comes into the aesthetically pleasing comes in. I would say base, it doesn't care. Like, it just doesn't. Like, it doesn't have feelings. But for the other sets, sure. Like, it definitely plays a part. There's a reason why I went after Rocket, Neo Destiny, and Jim. They look better. Yeah, I didn't go after Jungle, Neo Discovery, and I don't know, a random boring set. Don't know, but I didn't go after those ones because the other ones were they look better. Yeah, they do. You got a Dark Charizard, you got a Shining Charizard. Like, there's just more interesting stuff going on.
I feel like Connor's definitely playing into Charizard tax here. He loves his dragons.
I do, yeah. I've got a few of them.
Yeah, I think realistically, if I'd made 200% profit here on Jungle, it'd be gone.
And you know what? I would, maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah, if the thing is, it's really difficult, guys, because we have to, like, rank all of the sets here.
Yeah, I'm doing this in comparison. If I just had Jungle, I'd probably keep it.
Yeah. So,
but if I had a few sets and I was looking and I was still doing like some of my other sets, I'd sell it. I'd work on my other sets.
Yeah, maybe you'd sell it and go for Gym Challenge.
Yeah.
So guys, this is against other sets. This isn't against other portfolios or other things.
100%.
Because it's a different conversation then.
Yeah, I'm not going to go into like stocks or comic trading or anything here. I'm just on about my sets. Pokemon collection.
Yeah. So
Fossil,
similar.
I think I'd keep Fossil.
You'd keep Fossil.
I think where it is at the price moment of if I wanted to sell it, I think I'd wait for it to go a little bit higher. But I think there's also more cards that I like in Fossil. When it comes to me looking at a card and going, oh, that's interesting, Fossil is the set.
So going back to Spider-Man number 2, it's a boring comic.
Yeah.
Spider-Man number 3, bit more interesting. Yeah. So therefore, it is like it's just got a better storyline. Let's just say there's Doctor Doom in number 3, and in number 2 there's
in Spider-Man.
Yeah, really interesting.
Yeah, sure.
But that's interesting, right?
Yeah, that's weird.
And in Spider-Man number 2, who's a really awful Spider-Man villain?
Most of them. Vulture.
Vulture's in it. It's just Vulture.
That's going to anger comic fans.
Yeah, but
I just don't like Vulture that much.
So therefore, Spider-Man number 3 could, have on par value.
Yeah.
Because it's more interesting. And like we said, it's got the legendary birds for the first time.
Yep. It has one of my favourite Pokemon and one of the worst designs ever for that Pokemon. Lapras with teeth.
Yeah, and that Lapras is one of those which is incredibly expensive because the population is very low. I had a PSA 10 first edition once before, and I sold it for a stupidly... Well, all of them sold for a stupid low price whenever you have those cards.
Yeah.
So that's interesting.
What about you? Would you keep or sell Fossil?
See, my preference is Jungle over Fossil. But I really like the no symbols. I think I kind of went on to that earlier.
I think first editions versus no symbols there
is different conversation.
They're a different conversation.
So fossils, like, it's not a set I want.
Yeah.
It's not a set I contemplated collecting. I like some cards, the Dragonite, the Gengar, sure. But there's muck.
Oh, that Dragonite. We'd have to keep it. We'd have to keep it between us both because of Graded Gemitalia.
Yes.
We'd have to keep the Dragonite, that card there. Even if we have to sell the rest of the collection, that card has to stay.
Exactly. So, yeah, there are some beautiful cards in Fossil, but it's not one I was drawn to.
Team Rocket?
Right, I'm going to do this from two ways. As a collector, I think it's beautiful. I love it. I've got it.
Hey, you can't play devil's advocate with yourself. You've got to give your opinion.
I can. There are cards in there that are really unobtainable. The Dark Magneton, the Rainbow Energy. Yeah, hard cards to get grade, guys. Yeah. Then there are other cards in there which have populations of hundreds. And, I mean, when it is that available, it is more likely to happen when the price increases 300, 200%.
Yeah.
There's more of them available for people to dump on the market.
Yeah.
Do you? Yeah?
Yeah, 100%.
So therefore, Team Rocket, I wouldn't be surprised if it does drag back a bit.
Yeah.
Like, it could hit $20,000, sure. But eventually, I think when price gets that ceiling, they always drag back. That's just what happens. It hits a ceiling, it goes down a bit, and then it settles, and then it goes up again. That's the general theme we've seen here for the last 3 years, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, It very much depends on what you have. A lot of Dark Charizard first editions are going up on the market.
That is true.
Because there is 400 of them.
Yeah. And people have seen the prices have gone up.
Yeah.
And at the end of the day, some people want to make sure that they've got loads of cash.
Exactly. And I bought mine for $250.
Yeah.
And at the end of the day, that $250 is lost until if I ever decided to sell it. Like,
yeah, that makes sense if you're thinking about it from the investment side. Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, from a total financial point of view, that I've made a loss on that card. I've made a loss on all of these cards.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter what the prices are. It's not like a share which you can trade for other things. Like, I like these cards. I don't want to sell them.
If you go to your local supermarket, you can't go, oh, my shopping is £100. Here's a Charizard.
Exactly. It's not the same.
No.
So I would argue that if you're from a purely investment point of view, sure, Team Rocket, it might be a good time to have a look at options.
Yeah.
But, I mean, I love the set, and I also think this, if you've got Dark Magneton, it'll probably get chewed up right now by a collector and locked away again.
Yeah.
Sure, yeah, there's arguments.
I think if I had Team Rocket first edition right now, that is the first WOTC set that no matter what the price was, I just wouldn't sell.
Yeah.
Because I really, really like the fact that it's a little different.
Yeah.
It's the first set where, like, I like the way Fossil looks.
Yeah.
Jungle and base, they're very simple, and that is a good thing, trust me, for the first few cards. They don't want to freak people out.
Yeah.
But, like, to me, the Rocket set is the first sick looking set.
It's the first one they could be creative with.
Yeah,
like they weren't just doing the first 151, and they could be like, oh, Team Rocket, they're the main villains. Yep. Let's make some bad Pokemon.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And who doesn't love villains? I prefer Darth Vader over Luke Skywalker. Who doesn't? Yep. Like,
or when Luke turns bad, that's when I'm interested.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I think we've covered that one. So what's next?
Neo. No, Gym Heroes. Yep, Gym Heroes.
Another emotive one. That has seen the steepest inclination.
Yeah.
Like, that's just the truth. That had the steepest...
that was what, 300%?
It was 300%. No, more than that.
It
went from $4,000 to like 14.
Okay. Yeah.
So, like, a big increase.
350%-ish.
Huge. Like, if a house went up by that much in a month...
250%.
Yeah, whatever way.
Yeah.
It's a massive increase. And it has that massive 90-degree increase in price. If you were halfway collecting that set at that $4,000 price...
You're not finishing it.
Well, probably not, because you're like... I would feel a bit cheated.
Yeah.
I mean, I feel a bit cheated right now with the 2 EX Fire Red Leaf Greens I need to get. I'm like, what? These were going for $200. Someone sell them me for $500. What? You still don't want to sell them me? Fine. It's annoying. It's annoying.
Yeah.
So Gym
This
Heroes.
is where the emotions come in.
Yeah. Well, it is.
Yeah.
for a lot of collectors out there, like myself, we haven't seen these price increases before. We all expect the price to increase over time, but this has been such an extreme.
Yeah, and we expect to see it from base. Do you know what I mean? If you see a Charizard up on the market now on one of the auctions, it's going to go for the most expensive it's probably ever gone for. And we get that.
Exactly. And if Gym Heroes went up by 100%, like, this would still be a massive talking point. But on top of that, like, it wouldn't have been... I wouldn't be sitting here going, why is that?
Yeah.
I'd just be like, it's a wicked set. Yeah, but the fact that it's gone up by...
It's a good-looking set of cards.
Yeah, 250%. Like, that's big.
That's big.
Big.
That's the big number.
And any other asset that went by that much, then you probably would just sell it, right?
Yeah, I mean, don't get me wrong. If I had a house or a car or anything, you know, I mean, these things are expensive, so I'm comparing it to expensive things. If I had, in your example earlier where we had the £1 million house, and it went up to £2.5 million, I'm selling my house.
There you go. Or even better,
I've lived in it. I've got memories in that house, but it's gone. It's gone.
Even your first car, £3,000.
Yeah.
And because everyone loved that car, there wasn't that many.
I had a Toyota Supra.
Okay, yeah. And
I mean, I didn't, but if I did.
And now, a year on, it's 12,000.
It's gone.
See, that's...
Like, I like cars, and trust me, I like cars nearly as much as I like Pokemon cards.
Yeah.
You know this. If I can... Okay, there's two parts to this. One, there's so much more money, I could spend that on other things in the same hobby.
Yeah.
Two... I'm not really one for keeping things for a massive amount of time anyway. So if I'm driving a car for a year, I've had my fun in the car. And maybe and we're talking about Pokemon cards, I've probably had my fun with that set for quite a while.
Collecting it, hunting it down, getting on Instagram, getting on eBay, being like, oh, go on, give me a card for this much. Like, paying a bit more than you should have. Like, that's a natural thing, and you enjoy the hunt.
Yeah. I'm the kind of person that has winner's remorse or like buyer's remorse. Like, I'm like, I'm gonna save for 1 million years for this, and then I get it. I'm like, yeah, okay, I'm good now. I don't have the same excitement.
Yeah. Like, it's a lot more exciting collecting a set.
Yeah.
Than it's holding a set. I love my cards, but I really want the Blastoise EX and Gengar. That's at the forefront of my mind.
Would you sell a Shining Raichu to get it?
No, I wouldn't. No, like, of course I wouldn't. I can't break up a set. Like, if I was going to sell a set, they'd all be gone.
Yeah.
I can't just sell one at a time. It'd be awful. It'd hurt me. I think that's enough about Gym Heroes. Should we move on to Gym Challenge?
Okay, we've got the big old Charizard.
The Blaine's Charizard. That's seen a massive increase to $3,500 recently. And the other cards that are hard to get, the Misty's Gold Duck, and other cards like that, they've all had big increases. So previously you might have been like, yeah, go on, I'll give you $1,200 for your Blaine's Charizard when the market price is $1,000.
Yeah.
But now the market price is $3,000, and you've got to pay $3,500 to get it.
Yeah, that for me is I'd sell the set. I think.
Well, okay, yeah.
Yeah, like, don't get me wrong, it's good looking, but if I'm choosing between that and Gym Heroes for the STX, I'm choosing Gym Heroes. So I think if I had Gym Challenge as well, and I could still make the money on it, I'd keep Gym Heroes and sell Gym Challenge.
Yeah, Gym Challenge is still a beautiful set.
Oh yeah, 100%. I just don't think it's as pretty.
Yeah, but before Gym Challenge was still preferred.
Yeah.
Because over Gym Heroes, and maybe it's a set that's been at 6-7. Whereas Gym Heroes is at 3-4.
Yeah.
Would the argument would be once the market settles, Gym Challenge will be $3,000-$4,000 over Gym Heroes wherever it settles.
Yeah, I mean, it's that Charizard, isn't it?
It is.
It is the Charizard. It's got the Charizard tax, and do you know what? If you don't have the Charizard, it probably is as worth as much as Gym Heroes.
Yeah.
But that's what the Charizard does.
Would you argue they're more bad guys in that one as well? Like, bad.
Well, that's one with the Rockets.
Yeah,
cards.
and Sabrina,
more of the Rockets cards.
Koga, like, they're more like in your face, Gym.
Yeah, that's Psychic leaders. And what, Poison? Yeah, Psychic and Poison, I think. And yeah, but I care more about the good guys in this one because they're the ones in the anime. Yeah, you got Brock, you got Misty, Lieutenant Surge shows up quite a bit of the anime, and you're like, I know those guys.
Okay,
I know those guys.
That's interesting. Please don't kill us if you are a Gym Challenge lover. I mean, we still love Gym Challenge, but
happy to email me, tom@gradedgem.com with your thoughts, or in the comments down below.
I think both gym sets are very similar though.
Yeah.
In terms of reasons why you keep, reasons why you sell.
Yeah, 100%.
You're literally
if
talking,
I could keep them,
yeah,
I would.
You're literally talking about little details, aren't you? Like the populations and stuff. So right then, let's move on to Neos, I guess. Yeah,
Neo Genesis, I'd keep. Because even if I'm thinking about that from an investment, like I'm thinking about that from a collector side. I think the cards are cool. If I'm thinking about it from the investment side, I'm still keeping. It's going to go up.
The cards are so rare. Yeah. If you get rid of them, you're not ever going to get them.
And it's so many people's favourite set. The amount of times we get that comment. Like, even when we did the podcast, the first card that came up, Lugia.
Yeah.
Neogen.
Yeah.
First edition.
And
the Typhlosion.
I think for some reason, Neo Genesis has got a lot of headspace in collectors. I don't know why that is. Maybe because it was the first Neo set, the first Gen 2 set. Sure. It's got the big bad boy Lugia in it. And there are some beautiful cards in there, but it does have a lot of headspace. But they're just so hard to get. Yeah. I would just agree with you. I would say, if you have that set, congratulations. It's an amazing achievement. And yeah, just keep it forever. That's what I would do.
Yeah, I think if you're a collector, you're going to keep it. If you're an investor, you should probably keep it.
Yeah, I don't think... Don't have a bad word to say about that.
You're meant to devil's advocate, but I think that one's like I think that's the most easy.
It's nailed on,
I think that's the most easy. I think even though my opinion on base set is so off the mark for most people, like at least I can have a different opinion. I don't think you can about Neo Genesis.
No. All right. Well, let's just move on to Neo Discovery then.
I'd sell it. 100% as a collector and as an investor. I just don't
have the affinity
that much about Neo Discovery,
and it's in our opinion, the worst Neo set.
I think it's the worst WOTC set.
Oh wow, that's
personally, I'd prefer to have one of the 1999 sets over, just even though I don't think some of them are as pretty, like because they're 1999 sets, they're the original Pokemon sets, and then they're just not as good as the other Neo sets. And I love the E-Series sets as well. We haven't talked about those, but
Legendary Collection or base set too. We haven't spoke about. We've done that intentionally, guys.
Yeah, of course. I mean, Legendary Collection
because we wanted first edition WOTC. That's all we're talking about. So
the Legendary Collection, I'd keep over it.
Yeah. Okay. Well,
and base set 2, I'll probably sell, yeah. To be fair, base set 2 is probably my worst.
I can't actually disagree with you on the Discovery. Even though the price increase hasn't been extreme, I think if you love that set, keep it because it hasn't been as extreme.
Yeah, 100%. If you've got that affinity.
Yeah, but I mean, I don't have that affinity. Tom doesn't. So, I mean, on the Discovery, if you love it, then you collect it. Yeah. From an investment point of view, it's increased by a little bit. It might not have increased by enough for your liking. You might, there's room for it to grow. It could be a $15,000, $14,000 set. But yeah, just not that affinity for me. So Neo Rev,
I'd keep because I don't see many of those Shining Magikarps and Shining Gyarados coming around again. Yeah. Especially, I mean, how often do you see the booster boxes?
No,
not very often. How many cards do you see on eBay of those PSA 10s? Not very often. So I think that's one I'd keep, especially because my most played Pokemon game ever was Pokemon Crystal.
Yeah.
You see the red Gyarados in the Lake of Rage.
Yeah.
That's the Shining Gyarados.
Yeah.
That's a big part of that game.
It is huge.
And yeah, to me, I think, I like all the Shining Pokemon in Neo Destiny, but this is probably my favourite first edition
total set.
Neo set.
Yeah, Neo set. Okay.
Yeah.
Neo Rev, I would probably lean on keeping as well. If I am going to play devil's advocate, I would say it has increased by a decent price, and before it's been pretty straight curve, hasn't it? Yeah. It went down a little bit, then went back up to what it was. And the thing is with Neo Rev, it's quite a transferable set. I think you can trade it for other things quite easily.
Yeah.
You could probably get your Fossil, your Gyms for a Neo Rev set. It's got those legendary dogs in, beautiful. It's one that I'm kind of meh on.
Yeah.
I like it, but I don't like it enough to collect it.
Yeah.
It wouldn't be my next set.
Yeah.
Even, if I was I just wouldn't pick it as my next set. And sorry if that's more biased for Destiny, but we'll move on to that now. So
so Destiny. Now this is where we saw the cliff, the reverse cliff.
Yeah.
Which, see, this is where your collector heart gets torn, isn't it? Because these are some of the most beautiful, if not the most beautiful, WOTC cards there is.
Yes, it's got my favourite WOTC card in, and it's got the Shining. So yeah.
So because I am a solid believer that no matter how much emotional connection you've got to anything, as a physical object,
not family,
I would definitely sell my family. No, obviously I wouldn't. But unless this is something that someone like this has to have a crazy emotional meaning to you, not just a collector's like kind of emotion.
Infinity, yeah, okay.
That is a big price.
It's huge,
and
it's a lot of money.
Like realistically, I think even if I'd collected that set and it'd take me a while, I'd be tempted right now. I'd definitely be tempted.
But it still had a less of a percentage increase than, let's use my sets, Team Rocket and Team Heroes.
Oh, yeah. Don't get me wrong. It does.
So, like, I still had to invest over 2 years, $10,000, probably a bit more, to get this set. Whereas I invested probably a bit more than half that amount to get Team Rocket and Team Heroes.
Yeah.
And they're worth the same.
Yeah,
you see?
That's true. But
if I was wanting cash, no, I would
sell them all.
I'd keep the Neo Destiny whatever, because that's something that's got great collecting affinity to me, and that's why it's difficult to have no bias on this set.
Yeah.
If you're a Neo Rev or a Neo Discovery fan, like, you're hating me right now, which is totally fair. But I just think it's got more character to it. I think it's a set also that people go to in the Neo era for something different in the WOTC era.
Yeah.
This is just before E-Series. It's the last set with the first edition stamp. Let's not forget that.
That's true.
Big.
Yeah, that is big.
And there's no booster boxes out there. Could I see this being a $50,000 set in the next 5 years? Yes.
Yeah.
It's got all the components to be low population, top cards. I mean, you've got Espeon, Arcanine, and that's just the normal ones. You then have
without the secret rares.
You have the Shinings, you've got Light Dark. Like, it's got every recipe component in there.
Yeah.
For me, and that is so biased.
Oh, 100%. I think that's why I definitely opened up saying I'd sell it as well, because I wanted to see you get. I wanted a reaction.
Yeah,
I think everybody wanted the reaction.
Yeah, but I'm so biased.
Yeah, but I mean, even like as an investor, I can see where you'd keep it. As a collector, I can see where you'd keep it. I wouldn't.
From an investment point of view, maybe I'd go Mo again. Like
the
Neo Rev.
Yeah,
anyway, you do your argument. You had the Neo Destiny. What? Go on.
I think I'd be getting rid of it either way now, just because that is, even though the percentage increase is the same, it's a big number.
It's huge.
If I wanted to collect this, I've done it. As I said earlier, once I've collected or once I've done anything, I'm kind of like, that's ticked off my list. Even if I don't have it anymore, I'm like, I've done it once. Like, one of my dreams in life is to be able to have a supercar.
Yeah.
I might only have it for a month.
Yeah.
But I still have done it.
Yeah. So you can like say to people, well, I used to have this, and then you'll have picture proof.
And when I've got like my grandkids sitting around me, I'll be like, hey, back in my day, I drove a supercar. I had a first edition Charizard. Yeah. And they'll be like, we don't care. And I'll be like, yeah, but I do.
Yeah.
I did it.
Okay, so you'd say just because of the huge increase in the price and the actual price.
Yeah, the big number.
The big number.
That's the big number.
Because they are just graded Pokemon cards at the end of the day. Yep. There are other things in life that are more important than them. Let's be honest, that is
toilet
true.
Paper.
Toilet paper used to be.
It's now hair dye, I think.
Okay, so that's interesting. Yeah. You would probably go. You'd probably lean on the side of selling.
Yeah.
Because it's a big number for one set. You could use the argument. You could have $10,000 in the bank and buy another set.
Yeah, I think I'd rather than just keeping a set. Like as I said, that's super super cool, and that's what most collectors want. I think I'd probably sell it and I'd start collecting more stuff.
Yeah,
I'd be like, can I get every single card from black and white base set in PSA 10? Do you know what I mean? Anything, as long as it's a new challenge.
Yeah. Well, I very much felt that with Primes and Delta Species.
Yeah.
And that's why I moved from WOTC after Neo Destiny, because I could see where the market was. I mean, you could say that was stupid now. You could definitely say you shouldn't have done that. You should have
done base set first edition.
Yeah, I should have persevered with other sets. But the market had got to the point where I'd invested so much of my time and money into this. Like, I would work all the time, and obviously other areas.
Well, you were working nights for like a few years at least, just to be able to pay for Pokemon cards. Which
exactly.
I mean, I was at uni. I thought you were mental for a good part of that. I was like, why is he asleep now? I was texting him at like 2 p.m. and I was like, why is he asleep? Oh, he's doing nights.
Yeah, because I very easily could have gone to uni. Like it could have been something that I did, but instead I was like, well, actually, I want to work and build my way up instead. And that's definitely a path people should consider. Don't think uni's the only one. Uni's great and everything, but there are other paths.
Yeah, we both had those paths completely different, and we're both still Pokemon nerds.
Exactly.
In front of a camera for you guys.
So Yeah, I would. Yeah, because I think so much time's in those cards for me.
Yeah.
Like if you actually just put it down to raw numbers, like it's hours and hours and hours of hard work.
Yeah.
In those cards, and to let go of those for cash, it's not that attractive to me.
No.
In the nice, like, sure, if I was struggling in some way, sure, maybe.
Yeah.
But cash is cash. Like you spend it. Like these cards, if I sold them, I probably wouldn't be able to get them again.
Yeah, I fully get that.
Yeah,
100%. You've got everyone in the everyone watching the video now needs to realize that some of the things me and Connor have said that have been like purposeful to anger the other person into getting a reaction, not to anger, but like to get that reaction. Well, we want the emotions.
I wanted to totally disagree with you on base set. I think you're wrong there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like from my perspective. So like, and that's the whole point of these.
Yeah. We get to ramble.
Yeah, and you guys, I think we probably will nearly end the video here. Yeah. But like, I think you guys, you can definitely have your own opinions. You can disagree with everything that we've said, or you could agree with everything. But yeah,
or anywhere in between.
Yeah, in between. Form your own opinions. It's just interesting to talk about these things from someone, from yourself to me, and the other way around. It's interesting to see what you would do in my shoes.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's a really interesting topic. I think we might have a part 1 and part 2. This might be 2 Mondays.
Yeah. I have a closing statement.
Okay, go on, bring it.
The reason I said I'd sell most of these sets,
is
because I'm not a kleptomaniac. Like, I don't collect things just to collect things.
Yeah.
I collect things only for the joy of collecting them in the set. Like, I'm collecting Radiant Collection now. 100% when I've collected that set, there is, like, a good probability that I'm going to be like, I'm going to sell that and start on something new.
Okay.
Like, that's just how I work. If you're a collector that has worked hard on collecting a set and you are the kind of person that goes, I want to keep this, which I know is what you are, I would tell you every single day, do not sell that bloody set. Yeah. I don't care if it's worth £10 million. I don't care if it's worth like a global economic boom. I don't care if this ends coronavirus. Do not sell this because this is personal to you.
If it ended coronavirus,
no, but you know what I mean? Yeah, I don't care what the circumstances now. You've collected that. Yeah. And that is something you really, really care about.
And
that journey.
I think that's the point. It's the different perspectives.
Yeah.
Like you said, like you wouldn't be in that position to have all those cards because you would have collected them maybe, but then you got rid of them at some point and then you had a different. You would have had a collection of the time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would have had an Instagram collection. Like realistically, that's the kind of thing I'd do. I would buy the card. I'd complete the set. I'd post my journey on Instagram or wherever on YouTube. I'd have it. I'd show it off completed. Then after a month, I'd be like, I'm a little bit bored of it.
Yeah, because I mean, at the end of the day, the money's locked into those sets. You can't go and collect the next one. And to be honest, the guys, obviously, I've been on Instagram 3-4 years, and the guys who grew with me were more of the serious collectors.
Yeah.
They know my collections, but a lot of the newer guys don't, because obviously I don't really show them off on Instagram because like that's happened.
Yeah.
Like I've put them on Instagram at some point. I've done videos about them. And they're 2-3 years old.
You can't have 30 posts of the same card.
No, like, what's the point in me posting every single year my collection? Like, what is the point in that? Like, I've done it. I logged the journey. I did actually repost the Team Rockets.
Yeah.
And I didn't enjoy it. Like, because, like, I've done it already. Why do I need to...
Yeah, you're not going to everyone. Look, I got the dot magneton. Everyone's like, I know. Yeah, cool.
Yeah, exactly. So... it'd be a really interesting fact and chat. But that will be...
These are no facts. These are just opinions. The graphs were facts, but...
The graphs were facts. Yeah. I think it's good to mix the fact up with the opinion.
Yeah.
And of course, guys, you can go check this out at PokemonPrice.com. We got no affinity with them.
No.
But it's something that I use to see what's going on in the world. And these graphs were very different. When they used to go up by $1,000, it'd be a lot steeper.
Yeah.
But now, because they've increased by 10...
$1,000 looks flat.
It does look flat.
Yeah.
So these almost were more useful before the massive price increase.
Yeah.
So I don't know whether they'll have to change the data points because it was correct before. Either way, there's no closing statement from me. I think I've said too much already.
Yeah. The only reason I'd give my closing statement is because I was purposefully playing devil's advocate for a lot of the video.
Yeah, but that's what we need.
Yeah.
There's no point us both sitting here agreeing with each other.
Yes.
But yeah, it'd be really good. So I guess that's the end of the video. So thanks, guys. Thanks for watching. Please dislike this video, like the video, and subscribe. So all the best.
Bye.